Now let's see if that worked. Looks like it did.
Everyone, Sector 1 Sim Racing just posted a video.
What's going on? Okay, we might be getting somewhere here. Oof. Hopefully that clears up. So we should be live now.
Roger, Roger.
Okay. Where's my chat mark? Oh, there it is. All right, welcome to Sector 1. Hopefully we are on air. We've had a bit of a drama with the YouTube controls, I guess you would call it. But here we are for round 1 of the divisions 2 and 4. We are at Sainte Croix B, and it's going to be pretty tight racing, I guess. I haven't seen too much of the boys this week. I've been pretty flat out at work, but what's it look like in the Division 4 there, Carbon Boy?
Evening, V8. It's looking pretty good here in Division 4. I've been watching a bit of practice over the weekend and earlier this afternoon, and the guys are looking pretty fired up and ready to go.
That sounds good. I haven't seen any of the Group 2 boys. I can definitely say that. So Adam will be looking after the Group 2s, and we will be coming across to Adam shortly. But welcome, Adam. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are we all doing on this brilliant Sunday evening? Beautiful weather we've got here at Croix. Can't argue with it.
No, it looks pretty, well, not like my place. It's pouring down rain here, so they got a bit of a dry track at least. So we're going to skip the obviously the intro because it took us 5 minutes to get on here. So we're going to go straight to qualifying once the boys are in line and ready, and then we'll get the racing underway. I will just go over to the track map so I can run through that while that's getting a go.
Alrighty, I'll get these boys started, get them out on their outlap.
So we have Season 6, France, 10.82 kilometres and 24 corners. It is a 15-minute qualifier, and it's a 50-minute race. I did put the wrong screenshot up, but there you have it. Using the soft tyre. I'm going to jump into spectate. Qualifying will now be oh, that's the race screen. Let's not go to that one. Okay, so Womble's out first. He is for Red Mist Racing. I have to remember all these. It's been a long time since I've been streaming. In the BMW M4. Second, we have Keza. He is in the Aston Martin. He will be for Ragged Edge Racing and the on-point profiling livery. Third, we have Petey Pops. I'm not sure what team he's on, but maybe Carbon Boy can help me.
Petey Pops, I believe he's with Doghouse Racing in the Aston Martin.
Righto. Well, we all know the good doctor. He's running his own Jaguar in the Ammo Jaguar, I should say, and for Blacklight Motorsports. Rex, he is in probably the only Mustang in Season 6, I reckon. So he's for
Red Mist Racing?
Green. I was going to say Green Beacon for Red Mist Racing. Yep, I was trying to think of the name of the beer. Sixth, we have Disasterly. Now, he is looking like another of the Doghouse ones.
No, he's in the Locked Up Motorsports team.
Lockwood.
One of our newer teams this season.
That's right. So he's in the Corvette. So the Corvette's a pretty good runner around here, along with the Aston, as we've seen in the Groups 1 and 3. So it'll be interesting to see who can put the fuel save on tonight.
Yep, that Corvette is quite a weapon in a straight line. Not too bad through the corners as well, but as we've all discovered in testing, unless you're careful, it can be a bit thirsty on the juice.
Yeah, well, you wring the neck out of a V8 of that size, I suppose you're going to be chewing a bit of fuel.
That's correct.
Dobrev we have for, he would be Lucky's Lawn Care, or is he the Racing Cars Like Legends, maybe? I think he's Racing Cars Like Legends, Dobrev, so he is in the Gamesman Mercedes. And then the malevolent one we have for Deeds Racing, he's in the Viper tonight. Viper should be pretty good around here too. We watched who was in that last week? That was can't think of it. Distinct
That
Andrew.
was Distinct Andrew.
And he had the speed. He just had a couple of unfortunate events, I think.
Had a bit of a lack of fuel issue as well, if I recall.
Yeah, I think he underfueled. That's right. In one of his pit stops.
The guys do have to take into account that you will be using a lot less fuel on the formation lap, and that can throw out the fuel calculations on your fuel indicator on the multifunction display. I've fallen foul of that a couple of times myself.
Ninth, we have K-Dog. I'm not sure who this Sun Gold team is, but he's in a Jaguar. I know it sounds a bit average of commentating, but I haven't really done it for a while, and I haven't really been taking notice of the teams. I know my team.
Oh, that's a good start. That is a good start. I can't actually help you out there because I'm getting that lovely GT7 glitch where I can see the name tag of the driver, but the actual car itself is completely invisible.
Well, 10th we have Magnet. He just had a bit of a bingle with a wall, so we're going to take a bit of.
Oh, that's a good start. That is a good start. I can't actually help you out there because I'm getting that lovely GT7 glitch where I can see the name tag.
The team
logo on it as well. So K-Dog might be part of the LLCR RCLL conglomerate.
Yep. Well, that would be probably right. And that's us. So we've got Good Doctor into the lead. I'm just going to... No, wrong button. Again. I'm not going to do anything for a moment because everything's not working exactly right. But Good Doctor in the lead. Let's see what kind of a lap time he's got. We might even put up some just some race info, eh? Oh, I'm shocking. First time in a while. All right. Good Doctor in the Jag. Interesting to see how the Jag goes. I think the Jags had maybe a little bit of an improvement with an update. Evening, everyone in chat. Yep, first time in a while. So if the sounds need adjusting, I can do some on the fly. Them transitions that are loud, I'm not sure how to change them. So as they cross the bridge, we're going to see probably a sector split here. A 152. Now I know the Jag is it's quite a nice car to drive, but I could never get the lap times out of it from what I could in the other cars. But it isn't too bad to drive.
I'll be the first to admit the Jag was never on my radar in pre-season testing. I'd gotten it down to the Mercedes-Benz, the AMG, and the Aston Martin. Was getting similar lap times, similar fuel save numbers out of both cars. So I chose the Aston based purely on which one would I rather listen to revving its head off all season. And the Aston Martin to me just sounds a lot better than the AMG. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Very scientific method used there.
So we've got no car sounds, but I just turned it up a little bit. Hopefully it brings some car sounds to it. If not, I might have to jump into a setting and change it. Alright, so Rex is looking like he's putting a bit of pressure on with the Mustang for the Jag.
Good Doc's bold big wide there. It's back on track, no damage. Reset.
Can confirm for you, Troy, game sound is muted for the stream.
That's never good. That means all the people listening at home, all they have to listen to is us. Right?
Well, it means no one can differ the Jaguar engine noise or the Aston engine noise from the Mercedes like you were just talking about either.
Oh no.
Oh, why would it do that to me? Okay, I don't want to, what have we got left? 7 minutes. I could quickly go and chuck on, make sure I've got it on to the right setting, but I haven't changed anything.
What's interesting is that when we speak, you can actually hear the cars in the background, but as soon as we stop and our mics switch off for some reason, it stops playing it.
Playing it, it's playing it on the Go XLR. Don't know why it's not getting to it. Now I've lost sound.
Bit of a gap back. Much smaller gap back to 600. To 11. How you going there, Troy? Any luck at all? Just some feedback from VF who's watching the stream. Car sounds come and go, but are a little bit distorted.
Yeah, that's that weird thing that it's doing where it's playing the car
only coming
sounds with
through
our
when we're
mics.
talking.
Yeah, while we're speaking. So for some reason, when our microphones are activated, Troy's software or equipment is taking that as a command to play the game noise as well. So they need to be separated. And it sounds distorted because they're playing our voice and the game sound through the same channel and they're kind of clashing.
I wish I had the technical knowledge to be able to help with that. Fortunately, that's not happening.
Yes, it should both come through as one thing, so that's quite interesting. It's Elgato.
Now with some kind of audio input, we've still got no anyone else's sound.
Incredibly deep under brakes at the end.
Oh, Rex has hit the wall.
Yeah, that audio is still doing the same thing.
Five tenths behind Rex. Yep. Good. It's going to start with 5 seconds.
Can you hear me? I don't know why the car sounds aren't working. I just lost all audio for a second there. Not a very good qualifying session, is it? I haven't changed too many cars. Right, so Rex has the lead. He's half a second ahead. Disastrously in third. Still no car sounds. Sounds good at pieces. Still got car sounds, which is... I don't think I've got any audio coming through by a little bit. Pops. Come up to the last sector. Everyone's just super quiet.
Radio.
Well, that is qualifying run and done.
Jump out of the comms box, jump into the safety car. Let's get these boys going.
I'm just going to. I don't really know how to go about changing it because I haven't never used this one before. Basically, it's all going through a Go XLR, so all the sounds should be coming through that thing, which I can adjust manually, but they're not doing it. Say that again.
Is there some kind of push to talk setting on the Go XLR?
I don't think so.
Because it sounds like there's a switch that's been flipped that's set it to only pick up sound when the mic is activated.
Now it's working, is it? That'd be right. Is everyone else working? Let's hope.
So far, all the boys are behaving themselves.
Sorry.
They're all single file.
I'm so not done this in a whole time. So at the moment we are on the safety car. Have we still got no car sounds?
I'll confirm for you in a moment.
Someone was saying it sounds good now, so maybe. I don't know what the deal is, but it just changes by itself, this thing. And I can also turn that car sounds up if we need to. Just don't want to touch anything now while it's working. So we're underway on the formation lap. We have Rex on pole. the only Mustang in season 6, and he's on pole, so he's doing something pretty good. He's got a nice setup in the Mustang.
Does look quite menacing in my rearview mirror.
Currently we are running at 60 frames per second, so that's about the most you're getting out of YouTube, I think, or my setup anyway. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with
It can confirm sound as A-OK.
well, that is good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know how to adjust the transition sounds on the fly, so gonna have to wait for that one. Oh, we've got Womble at the back.
Don't tell me he's had a moment.
He's had a moment on the straight.
Oh no.
Shouldn't laugh, but it is a straight. He's just giving him a head start, he reckons. That's right, no, 'cause this is the formation lap, sticking into high gear, save some fuel. Probably take us around the 4 to 4, about the 4 minute mark. 4.5 maybe. Oh, we're already at 4.5, go close to 5 then.
Just trying to give Womble a chance to get back into position.
Right,
Looks
so now
like
we
he's
should,
made it back to the pack.
Start seeing them line up there, hopefully in a bit of a grid formation. Looks like we're halfway there. A couple are lining up. Womble's now further up the front. Might even get 3 wide here. Alright, so safety car's about to pull off. Then it's up to Rex to lead
Boys
the
are looking
field to
good.
the first corner. Let's jump on board with 11 on. Might be able to get a bit of a jump here from Rex, see if we can see it. Anytime from the grid boxes. Oh, there we go, we're away. So it's going to be Rex. Rex is going to get the first car to the first corner, straight to a hairpin. Let's hope there's a bit of common sense braking. Not really a hairpin, but it's a sharp right. 11.1 stays in second. We're going to start seeing a little bit of drafting here straight away because there's fairly long straights off the start. Womble pulls out nice and early. Already going for the move. He doesn't want to let Rex get away.
Oh, further down the pack, Poppers has spun at turn 3. All the other drivers have managed to get past him without incident, and he's picked himself up, dusted himself off, and he's continuing on, which is great to see. I think he might have just outbraked himself a little bit there.
Well, it's not hard to do on an unfamiliar track.
Turn 3 on cold tyres, definitely not.
Magnet's got the hazard lights on, so he's letting them pass. Maybe that's a bit of a
There might be
redress,
something
maybe.
to that.
K-Dog, everyone seems to be nice and split up at the moment, so there's not too much happening. Good Doctor down in 7th.
One of the big movers for me is Womble. He's found himself up in P2 at the moment.
Followed by Disasterly. So these two have probably been racing together for a while.
Oh
Womble's
no,
already gone.
I've done the commentator's curse. I'm so sorry, Womble. Oh, he's got big damage. Front aero, both front wheels, engine. It's all gone pear-shaped.
So basically, he's just got on the gas too early. We've been racing together for a while.
Oh
Womble's
no,
already gone.
I've done the commentator's curse. I'm so sorry, Womble.
Only problem there could be a dangerous re-entry there, straight across the field. Didn't seem to hinder anyone though, so he might get away with it. Rex now pulling out to a 1.2 second gap. Corvette should pick up on the Mustang here down the main straight, or the back straight.
He is. He's pulled 2/10 off him.
So there might be a little bit of fuel saving going on. Mustang not all that fast in a straight line, but it's not slow either. Jump on board in the Corvette. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a fair amount of low revs here, so there's definitely some fuel saving going on. Now these are tricky corners. If you haven't driven at this track too much, I know my first attempt at this track was last week, and them corners can come up fast. You don't realise how blind they are until you start knowing the track. We've got a bit of a slipstream move maybe. Mercedes on the Viper. Definitely didn't happen though. The Viper's very, I suppose, driver independent. I never liked the Viper, but you can definitely get a good lap time out of it, and it's good on tyres and fuel if you need it to be. So it's a bit of an all-rounder if you're that kind of style driver for the Viper.
Can confirm I am definitely not that style.
I know the Mercedes that Debrev's driving for RCLL, that they are really nice to drive, but yeah, again, I couldn't get
Just
ahead.
keeping an eye further down the field here. We've got Petey Pops and the Good Doc having a fairly tight battle, and Good Doc has unfortunately picked himself up a half-second penalty for a corner cut through turn 4, I believe that was. Just took a bit too much curb, and the game's penalty system has said, right, you're going to get a slap for that.
Well, don't know if there's too many places you can lose the penalties around here, or is it different? This is how much I've even used GT7. I'm not even sure how the penalty system works to lose it, or if it's the same as GT Sport.
No, we have got the penalty burn zone switched on.
Righto.
For this season, and on this track, it is, you're not going to believe this, pretty much at the start of that really long back straight.
I do remember hearing something about this. It's where you lose all your speed.
Yep. So you just as you come onto the back straight, click it into 5th gear or thereabouts, you've got to get on the brakes again. The game will slow you back down, and you just lose all your momentum.
So this is where we're going to see it. He's got around him in the Aston, Petey Pops, on the Good Doctor. So the Good Doctor's going to lose half a second here. It's probably not too bad. Definitely a bit of a gap breaking away there. Into the hairpin-like corner. Pretty well a hairpin this one, but not super sharp. You can get on the gas pretty early here if you've got your line right.
I was just watching on board the Good Doc there. I've just learned something very valuable. I did not know that the Jag has a 7th gear. That would be quite handy for some fuel saving down that back straight.
That's the second car tonight you've realised had a 7th gear.
All right, so
I
one
must...
Sorry, keep going.
No, was going to say, I must admit, I haven't really pushed the safety car that fast before, to be perfectly honest.
Well, Womble's back up to 8th. He's got around Magnet. I'm not sure how far he dropped, but would have been, what have we got, 10 in the race, so not far off the back. Rex is pulling away now. He's got nearly a 3.5 second lead. So, I just seen a big crash from Disaster.
Jazza's run wide at turn 1, clip the outside wall, and once you do that, it just spears you straight back to the left-hand side wall. You're going around. You're just a passenger at that point. He's come out of it with just front wheel and front aero damage, no engine damage, so a little bit of time down the track, that damage being only on light, not heavy, it will self-repair itself. Yep, it will disappear.
The inside the car mechanics. Kez is having a bit of a quiet race in the Aston.
I have noticed that since the most recent update, the damage model has gone a lot less fragile than what it was. You can brush a wall without getting, front wheel or front aero damage. It's a lot more lenient than what it was, a few days ago.
Well, you can see the damage on the front of the Corvette, so it's been a pretty big hit. The bumper is definitely in need of a respray. Tell you what, he might be a bit down on. So we're only on lap 4, but he might be a bit down on tyres there because it doesn't look like that Corvette wants to turn. I'm just looking at Keza. He's catching up pretty quick.
Just scrolling through the field at the moment, having a look at each driver's fuel and tyres. Rex might be out in front at the moment, and it's early days now, but he's using a fair bit of fuel to keep himself there.
Well, we might get a fuel and tyre updates, let's say, from the first top 5. Or what have we got? 10 in the field, so we'll go top 3.
Alright, in the top 3, we've got Rex in the Mustang. The tyre wear is fairly healthy, probably 10% on the front, a bit less on the rears. He's actually down to just above half a tank, whereas going to the Malevolent one behind him, he is probably about 5/8 of a tank in the Viper.
So a little better off?
A little better off, but his front tyres are actually a lot noticeably more worn than Rex's. And then back in 3rd place, Debrev has tyre wear equal to Rex and a little bit more fuel than the both of them. So come pit stop time, if he can just keep things smooth, keep the fuel save going, keep his current pace, he could be looking to jump the Malevolent one come the pit stop.
Yeah, well, this is going back to when I was talking about the cars. The Mercedes is really nice to drive, so it does look after itself fairly well, and it could be a car to actually, like you're saying, through the pits make up some really good time.
I think that might be his strategy at the moment. Just not worry about the overtake on track. Just save your tyres, save your fuel, do it in pit lane.
Well, we got the first 3. They've taken away from the field a little bit. We know Rex has, he's out to 5 seconds now, so maybe Malevolent one is really starting to hurt because Debrev's catching up pretty quick. But after Debrev, we've got Disasterly 4.5 seconds down. Then it starts breaking away to Keza, and we've got a little bit of a closer gap, I should say, between Keza, PD Pops, and Good Doctor. Then it's back to Womble nearly 8 seconds down the road, so the back half of the field hurting a little bit.
Well, out of all the drivers, the Good Doc is actually the best off for fuel usage. So with PD Pops and Keza not too far in front of him, he could really make up possibly even 2 positions at the pit stop. So he could jump himself up from 7th up into 5th.
Disasterly looks like he's on the move again. Oh, we've missed it. We've got the Brev's got around Malevolent one.
Maybe he's heard me and gone, no, don't worry about that. I'm just going to overtake him on track, not worry about the pit stop.
Pruill wants individual times.
Individual times. Well,
So-
ask and ye shall receive. Rex currently has the fastest lap of a 3:33.6. Debrev in second place has a best lap of a 3:35.6. Malevolent One has got a 35.1. Dazza has a 36 flat. Keza has a 37.2. Petey Pops with a 37.6. Good Doc has a 37 flat. Womble has a 36 point, well, it's 199, but I'm going to round it up to 36.2. Magnet, who has a half a second penalty at the moment, has a 341.3. And bringing up the rear of the field is K-Dog with a 39.9 best lap.
Now, this is Division 4, so the field probably will be stretched out a bit, I guess. So the likes of Rex, who's got a handle on the Mustangs, probably doing a fair bit of practice. Then you're getting down the field, they're talking almost, I'm guessing, what do we got? Sorry for the jumping around, 50-second gap. It's a bit of a skill difference, I guess you could say, in Division 4, but it's not about who can drive what the fastest. It's about who can have the most fun. We don't want to see people, you know, not racing because they're not fast enough. This is all about just getting out there and having a go. This Sector 1's all about that, I should say. The top tier groups, they'll give it a good nudge to like we've seen last week, but yeah.
Keza has bowled a wide at the second to last turn. He's with Petey Pops and the Good Doc right behind him. He's dropped 2 positions in half a second. Has he picked up any damage? Oh, he's picked up a little bit of damage to his rear aero and his rear left wheel. So there might be a bit of cursing coming out from underneath that helmet right now. I think he's one of your boys, isn't he, Troy?
He is. He driving for on-point profiling. He's probably using a bit of his tyre up now, but he said to me before the race, don't expect too much, and pretty much what I said about the stream too. So it's been a while for both of us, I think. So the stream probably started off a bit average, and I've got to work my way back into it, same as he is in the car. So, but he's out there.
Both out there. You're both out there giving it a go, and that's what's important here. Oh, Good Doc is getting right on Petey Pops, coming up alongside. I don't know if you'd want to be 2x2 in this section.
He's flashing the lights.
Yeah, I don't think he's real happy right now. He's made the pass. He's got it done.
Tell you what though, Jag's got a little bit of power up there, out of the corner there.
Is Petey Pops going to argue the point? Oh, he thought about it.
It's getting a bit dangerous when you're 5 laps in, I suppose, on a 3.5 minute course. Tyres are probably down a fair bit. Welcome, Shiza.
That gap between Debrev and Rexy has dropped about 7 or 8 tenths over the last lap. The Debrev is starting to claw some distance back.
I see Malevolent One, has got past Disasterly, I think. No, Disasterly was in 4th. Malevolent One's dropping off the Brev, I should say, a little bit.
We're coming up to towards the latter part of lap 6, so this is where it'll be. I'm curious to see who decides to pull the trigger and put the pit stop in, because we're just past. Well, we're almost at the halfway mark. Do they pull the trigger and pit early, or do they stay out one more lap?
So my fault for not taking much notice and being involved as much as I used to, but they can make this in a one pit stop strategy.
They can indeed, yes.
There you go.
It is at a 50-minute race. It is definitely a one-stop strategy, unless you are running to make up the pit time here over that amount of time. You'd need to be running 3-minute 21, 3-minute 22 laps.
So now's the time when you don't want to make a mistake because your car's starting to drive on the edge. Especially if you're Rex and you're in the lead and you've got a good 6.5 second lap gap.
Does he pit? No, he's going to stay out one more.
That's the Rex stays
Rightio.
out.
With, he's getting quite low on fuel. That's a brave man.
Brev stays out. Disaster, Malevolent one stays out. Looks like they're all staying out, so they're going to...
Yeah, good dock as well.
Sound good, the Jags. Oh, Kez is in. So Kez is doing a little bit of an undercut. Let's see if this helps him. What's he got? 22 litres in the tank. So he definitely could have got another lap out, even 2 there. Maybe let's go 1 lap at least. Womble stays out. We've got Magnet. So Magnet in the BMW is off track. And he stays out. BMW is normally a bit heavy on fuel, so he's probably taken a little bit of a leap too.
He's doing well to have saved the fuel he has. And I think he made the smart decision there, because where he was on the track with that pit line, if he had have entered the pits, he would have gotten a 3-second slap across the wrist for... Whoa.
He's definitely
tank slapper.
He's definitely got a little bit of loose tyre wear there. So Kez has pulled out right in front of K-Dog. K-Dog yet to pit, so interesting on the next lap. And if the extra early lap, I should say, for Kez is going to hurt him towards the end of the race.
And just back up the front of the field, Rex is just coming onto the bridge now, and he's on the fuel line.
Oh, so he's still got a fair way to go yet, half a lap.
Yeah, I think he'll make it, and it seems like he thinks so too, because he is not short shifting at all.
Well, his lap times are looking fairly consistent. His fastest was a 3:33, as we said, but then he's got 2:35s after that, so not too bad. Debrev is pretty consistent too. He's got a 3:35, a 3:35, 3:36, and a 3:34. So his car's actually going faster at towards the end of the stint.
You might see that there is a 7.5 second gap between Rex and Debrev, but there is a near on quarter of a tank fuel difference, with Debrev having the advantage there. So that 7-second lead may just disappear in the pit stop.
Right, yeah, well, the Mustang's going to be running on vapours time it gets to the pits. He has got the big 5 litre wound up though. Oh, he's a bit of a mistake there, I think. He didn't go off track, but it's definitely slowed him down. It's going to be interesting to see the difference in what the pit can do, so we'll keep on to this one.
Here's another fun fact for you. Malevolent One in the Dodge Viper is actually better off for fuel than Debrev in the Mercedes.
Interesting. So we're going to start...
Not by much, but he is better off. He's done very well.
Right, Rex looks like he's going in. So he's going to go in with 2 litres left in the tank. Look at the difference, 16. So that's a good savings. We've got 11, 1 on a 17. So they're going to come out fairly similar, but they're going to make a big gain on Rex.
Watch the good dock, though.
Good.
Bang, 23.
That's one good fuel saving. So he's looking towards where Keza was a lap ago. keep an eye on... Where did Rex go? There we go. He should still come out first, I think, but... I don't know, we got to... No, Debrev's got him. 3 seconds up the road, too.
22 minutes to go in the race.
Oh,
Rex
there's a bit of
would need to
touching.
take on
PD Pops. Did PD Pops under fuel? Or is he not pitted again?
PD Pops has not pitted yet.
Right, so he's going
So
for the
he-
very short stint on the last stint. Alright, so Debrev's the winner out of this one. Is he underfueled, do you think? Or just didn't need it?
He's... I like to think he's... I want to be optimistic here, but I think we might need to keep an eye on him in the later stages of the race. My gut tells me he's underfilled.
Well, he's probably seen his... he's got enough pace to short shift, so he might be able to keep that gap and just use that gap to his advantage. Plus, he's got PD Pops in between them, so that could create a bigger gap as well.
That is true. He's got PD Pops for a rear gunner, or at least for this lap, because I suspect PD Pops will be coming in with that tyre wear he's got going on.
And then PD Pop's still to pit yet, so next in line for second and third. Malevolent one's got around Rex as well, but I'm guessing Rex is probably filled to the brim because he's going to need it.
He has indeed taken on quite a large amount of fuel in comparison. But I don't think he's going to be afraid to use it.
And then we got the good doctor. He's probably going to start winding up the Jag now. He's found his pace. He doesn't like this track, but he's sitting in fifth. Disasterly is probably the biggest drop back of spotters in the field. He's gone from 4th to 6th over the pits, so a couple of them have got around him during the pits. K-Dog and Kez are back at it. Now they've been together for a few laps now.
If Kez is smart, he might just wait for the straight to overtake, because K-Dog has yet to pit. No need to battle it out in the corners here. Just get in the slipstream, overtake down the straight. Make it as painless as possible for everybody involved.
Oh, he's into the wall.
Oh no.
Big long straight this one. Tell you what, it's a bit of a letdown not being able to choose your camera angles via the keyboard anymore.
Yes, that's right. GD7 doesn't have keyboard support for spectator mode, does it?
No. Womble, Green Beacon, he's staying on track at least, I should say, but he's down the field a fair way, 44 seconds behind the leader.
Whoa, PD Pops comes in. I'll keep an eye on him. I'm curious to see whether that entry is going to wind him up with a pit lane cut penalty. If he's lucky, he'll get away with it.
Debrev, he'll be cheering for this race if he can hold on to it. He's 3.5 seconds out the front, followed by Malevolent one. Rex looks like he just hit the wall there. Don't know if he's got any damage. Keep an eye on PD Pops.
K-Dog's in the pits as well.
It doesn't look like he's got a penalty.
No, he's gotten away with that.
So they've done some pretty good fuel saving then, because they've gone an extra lap more than everyone else, and still he had
11%.
11%.
11 litres.
K-Dog's got 8. So there's a bit of a battle going on here. Womble's found Keza, so Keza must have had a little bit of a mistake at some point, because it looks like the front of the Aston has a little bit of damage.
That gap between Dobrev and Malevolent One has just come down half a second or so over the course of this lap.
I think Disasterly settling in for 5th. Good Doctor settling in for 4th at the moment. There are good gaps between them. Rex is probably wondering where the speed of these two cars in front came from, because he had such a good lead before he went into the pits. Tell you what, that wall coming onto the bridge there, that's the most dangerous one on the track, I think. Slide through that coming onto the bridge and you're in trouble.
Can confirm, you are definitely in trouble. Oh, this could be on here for second place, down the straight between Malevolent One and Rex. Rex is within 0.5. Going to have one heck of a slipstream on this incredibly long back straight. But then again, that Viper's not exactly a slouch in a straight line.
It's definitely got some legs.
Even with the slipstream, he's not exactly reeling him in. Wow.
Yeah, I did find that a little bit when I was testing the Mustang. It really struggled in straight line speed. But this is what we were seeing a few seasons back, because we've had a couple of mishap seasons, or one. But probably not what they want to do right now is start battling, because they're going to let the Brev get further away. Using themselves as an advantage. A little bit of bump draft and you won't go astray.
Because Dobrev is still well within reach. There's still 15 minutes to go in this race. Still plenty of time to make up that 3 and a bit seconds.
Oh, I caught that just in time. Good Doctor has gone wide on the grass into the walls. That's allowed Disasterly to come right back up to the back of him.
The Good Doc's got some damage too on the front aero and the front left. That's not going to help his cause. Oh, Daz has gone past him. It's okay. The Good Doc is a very experienced operator. He'll just dust himself off, go righto. I'll take the slipstream, sit in behind, and regroup.
Well, hopefully Disasterly can last the entire race, because it looks like his car's jittering around a little bit.
I had noticed that, just been keeping an eye on him. It just seems to be a little bit of the old, before the lobbies got somewhat decent to what they are nowadays, just like that old lag, like skipping from side to side. Hasn't seemed too bad, so...
I can tell you what though, I think Doghouse Racing Disasterly's at. They've definitely got some painting to do.
Disasterly is with Locked Up Motorsport.
Locked Up, I keep forgetting, sorry, they look similar.
They're both good looking cars at that. I'll pay that.
So the owner of Locked Up used to drive for Ragged Edge.
Oh, really?
Oh, Josh Lockwood. Good to
come back to the Sector 1 fold, just in a different role.
Yeah, good to see him become a team owner, actually. All right, so
the rest of the field back from 5th, back down the field, they're all pretty well spread out. So I'm not seeing any likelihood of battles back there, unless someone has a bit of a moment.
Big drift from Keza, but he's caught it. I'll tell you what, we can grab that on a replay if I can get that done right.
Oh, hello. Rex has managed to find his way past them 11. Likelihood of battles back there, unless someone has a bit of a moment.
Big drift from Keza, but he's caught it. Tell you what,
Be working because that gap between Rex and Dobrev has come down to 2.4 seconds.
Alright, so we are getting back up in the laps now from the pits, I guess you could say. So Rex, what's Rex's car like compared to the Viper? He's got a little bit more of an advantage. It looks like he's got a little bit more grip to be had there.
Rex definitely is better off for tyre wear than Malevolent One. And he did take on more fuel, but he is slightly better off on fuel, but not as much since the pit stop. So he is chewing through it at a rapid rate of knots.
Welcome, Michael. Josh is in the chat too. It was great driving for RER. There you go.
With about just over 10 minutes to go in the race, I figure I can let go with a little bit of fuel information.
Yes.
Dobrev up in first is down to about 1/3 of a tank. Rex in second place is a tiny bit over half a tank, where he almost fully fueled at the pit stop. And behind him, the Malevolent One is just under half a tank.
Alright, so Dobrev really needs to start either fuel saving or he's going to have to pit by the sounds of it.
Oh, the good Doc's boulder wide at turn 3. He's kept it off the wall. He's kept it on the track. Well done.
Oh, Kazi, welcome. Long time no see. Just telling everyone a little bit earlier, I think it's been almost, it'd have to be at least 5 to 6 months since I've streamed or done anything in my chair for GT7. Good Doctors looked like his Jag's hurt and he spun around.
Oh no. Oh no.
He does have a fair bit of a gap though. You can hear the Corvette coming up. He's made up some ground. It's gone from 9 seconds down to 3. Streetle Juice is in the chat. Evening.
All the old school guys are coming out of the woodwork. This is great to see.
Oh, Disasterly. Tell you what, the cars are looking a little ragged. Yeah, a little bit rusty on the stream there, Mr. Fruski. It's been a while. I tell you what, Disasterly's Corvette definitely got a few scratches on there, so Josh will have some money to spend on the weekend. PD Pops. Oh, a bit of a black screen there. I don't know what happened there. Womble back up to 7th, so he's doing a bit better than what he was in the earlier stages. If he can keep the car on the road, he'll do all right. In the
Just
old,
keeping an eye up in the top 3 there. Malevolent One has dropped off Rex by about 2.5 seconds. And Rex has closed the gap up to Dobrev by a lot. He's down to 1.4 seconds. And has quite a large fuel advantage over Dobrev.
So he can push.
He can push. Just over 8 minutes to go.
So that's
I'd
probably
say there'd be
2 laps? 3 laps.
this lap and 2 more.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the Mercedes just looks really composed. So does a Mustang at the moment. So the front two are doing really well. You go back to Malevolent One, it looks like the Viper's just hurting that little bit in the turns.
He's definitely hurting more for tyre wear than the two in front of him.
So they're running, the Viper's running 1.7 off his best, so not a good lap for him. As he touches the wall on probably the fastest corner on the track.
He's done well to not pick up any damage there.
Good Doctor got away with his bit of a spin. He seems to be holding a good bit of a buffer to Disasterly. He was able to catch up almost 7.5 seconds.
Disasterly has that carrot though in front of him with the good doc just there. And he does have quite a fuel advantage over the good doc, so he doesn't have to save. He can just give it the berries. He's also got a slight tyre advantage over him as well.
I'll jump on board the Corvette and have a listen.
Sorry, but I've just jumped back to Rex. He is 0.3. He is right on Dobrev's rear bumper.
We will come back to the Corvette. Alright, so he's definitely in slipstream range now, and he's going to probably give a little bit of pressure on Dobrev here in the rear view mirror. It's where you start making mistakes. Looking backwards, I know that from when I used to run around the track. You start looking backwards and you miss what you need to be looking at in front.
Yep, that AMG has a rear vision mirror full of very angry looking Mustang.
Now we'll be able to tell what Rex wants to do here. I think he's playing the game a little bit.
Yeah, he's... Oh. Well done, boys. You've given each other space. That's great to see. Oh, as he just fires it up the inside and says, "Thank you very much."
Now,
that gives Dobrev the slipstream.
And we know that the Mustang pretty much struggles in the straight line here. Oh, a bit of a bump draft here.
Oh, maybe Dobrev has taken a look at his fuel gauge and thought to himself, "Ooh, maybe I'll just sit here for a little bit."
Well, it's not a bad idea. You know the car behind you's definitely got the pace advantage, so you may as well try and stick behind him and fuel save if you can keep up.
They've got a healthy gap of just over 3 seconds back to the malevolent one. Who has a rather large gap back to the good doc, who has managed to eke out the distance between him and Dazza out to 2.2 seconds.
Just looking at the Viper again, it just looks like it's a bit of a handful at the moment, unless it's lag we're seeing, but definitely got a fair bit of camber on the Viper from what I can see. I think it's definitely got some lag going on. We've got a bit of a couple of cars tonight that are jittering around.
Just having a look back down the field, there's Keza and K-Dog in 8th and 9th, who K-Dog's just come into the slipstream range, going onto the back straight. Looks like Keza's well aware of this as he's playing a bit of the weaving game, trying to shake him off.
So this will probably be, where we go, they're going to have to go around again, aren't they? No, it's going to be touch and go for another lap after this from the leaders. Definitely some short shifting going on from K-Dog by the look of it.
Oh, Malevolent one has
Keza, straight
right
past.
back up. This is going to be quite spicy for the podium. Who's going to end up where? Because you've got Rex, Dobrev, and the Malevolent one all within a second of each other.
Come back to that in a sec. We'll just give Magnet some airtime. The old auto barn livery that Knuckles made looks really good on the M4. Struggling at the back. I don't think Magnet's done too much driving for a while because he was off doing his own work. But he's got the vacuum cleaner out and he's thrashing it around St. Croix. Womble's in the pits again, so Womble's struggling there.
We have had a lead change. Rex has taken it.
Oh, Malevolent one up into second too, so Dobrev is hurting.
Yeah, I was riding on board with Malevolent one through that section. Just held the inside line through the double left-hander at turns 6 and 7, I think it is.
Right, so will this be our last lap? I think Debrev's going to hurt if it isn't.
He could be in some trouble because he is on the fuel light.
Now it looks like Malevolent One's pushing a bit too, so the Viper that looked like it was struggling before definitely has made some gains.
And Rex does have the fuel advantage over Malevolent One.
Oh, here's what we're going to see, how bad the...
And a tyre advantage too.
Mustang struggles, if it struggles, because the Viper's behind him now. It still looks like Rex is actually pulling away from the Viper. Long straight. What kind of top speed were they getting up to there? 260,
Varies
270?
between the cars. Generally around the 275, 285 mark.
Oh, so
Depending on the car and how good the exit out of the corner onto the straight is, that can really affect your top end speed.
So a couple of corners left. The Mustang that was put on pole is now leading the race with two corners to go. It's got a fair bit of a gap too to Malevolent One, so we'll stick with Rex at the moment because a bit of an even gap between the top three. Heading down towards the final corner.
I think the top three are on for another lap, which is not the news Debrev wants to be hearing.
Oh no.
Oh, he's slowed right down at the final turn. I think he wants to run the clock out. But is he going to lose a position to the good doc doing so?
Oh,
Yep, he's hit the brakes. He's hit the brakes. The good doc has got him, and he has to do another lap. Oh no, Debrev.
He's not going to make that for sure.
Oh, it's all gone wrong for him.
So Disasterly's our
First finisher.
first finisher. PD Pops, which is fifth. PD Pops, which is sixth. Bit of a battle here for Womble and Keza. I think Womble's going to throw it up the inside.
Well, I guess the good news is for Debrev, even if he runs out of fuel, the worst he can finish is fourth.
Oh, it looks like K-Dog's got around Keza as well. Oh no, I think Keza's... No, he might have had a little off there. Yeah, Debrev will be hurting. So he had a good strategy. I think he just underfueled at his pit stop. So Womble will get 7th. K-Dog will get 8th. Keza 9th.
Oh, the good doc's in a similar situation to Debrev. Debrev has actually made it back past the good doc. This might be a battle of who runs out of fuel first.
Oh no.
The good doc is actually worse off for fuel than Debrev.
Just jump back up to Magnets. He's about to finish. I've just seen it look like it's spicing up a little bit between 1 and 2 there.
Down to 8/10. Malevolent One is lower in the fuel, but I think he'll be right. I think he'll make it.
Magnet will take 10th, so Magnet's first drive back in a while, and he's got the 10th spot, so not too bad. Oh, I think Malevolent One's just taken a wide turn there. He's probably run out of the slipstream range here. No, he's actually got a good
he's
exit.
just inside it. Yeah. He's recovered. Oh, Rex knows. He knows what's happening here. Oh, the gamesmanship.
Oh, look at the speed it's got.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's not what Rex wants.
There is no bump draft going on there. It's
Oh, Rex pulls up late. What a break. Now braking there from Rex. He's going to hold this. Alright, this is a crucial corner. Oh, it's a bit tight. But I think Rex is going to hold on to this one.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, what has happened there?
Us
Oh,
timed
the
out.
timer's run out. The timer has run out. I had nearly had a heart attack there. I thought the lobby crashed. Oh.
Well,
Oh, my goodness.
they're probably thanking you for that.
Especially the good doc, who he was just putting along in 7th gear down that straight, not going very fast at all. And I will save that replay.
That's
All
amazing.
right.
I've never seen a race finish before P1 crosses the line.
Yeah, that is a bit
Well,
weird.
there we go. We've made
It's
history.
It's a fault with the Gran Turismo 7 coding, I suppose.
What else is new?
All right, so driver of the day nominations. Who are we thinking?
I reckon probably the Malevolent one, just for giving it a good crack in the Viper. Although, being the only Mustang in the field, I reckon Rex has to have it. Probably in the
Yeah,
whole divisions is the only Mustang.
I'm thinking I'm going to give it to Rex as well, to have a car that's not the greatest in a straight line on a track with a huge amount of straights and manage to hold on to it, not run out of fuel. Yeah, he did fantastic. He definitely gets my vote.
There's an obvious solution here that you guys aren't seeing, and that's the driver of the day is Womble. It'll pop up in chat any second now, but I'm getting in first. He's my vote.
Yep, yeah, going to beat
No, hard one.
him in his own game.
Tried to do the two-stop, which obviously turned out to be not the correct strategy, unfortunately. But yeah, he had a good ascension through the field in the first lap, but yeah, it all came to nothing, unfortunately.
All right, just entering your room. So I've got to go to.
All right, lads. Thank you very much for your company. I
Not a problem.
might head off down to pit lane and have a bit of a chat with some of the boys.
You want to
Get a
start
bit
up
of
my safety car and get it idling for me?
No worries. Would you like me to turn the heated seats on for you?
Oh, please. Oh, you're a gentleman and a scholar.
You're more than welcome. All right, gentlemen.
Cheers, mate.
I'll
Well
be
done.
off. Have a good one.
All right, so here we are. We are with Group 2, or Division 2, I should say.
Division 2, yeah. So race 2 of the night. Should be a good one for these guys. Just going to confirm all correct. And then we will be starting qualifying 15 minutes. These guys should be a good time.
Who we got in this field tonight? We got Freelix, Mr. Bumcrack, Lenosis, Wakey, Old Wakey, Race Fan, Stickers, Black Project, Evil, Evo 9, and Oz Pat the Star.
Yeah, a couple of debutants today.
All right, is that qualifying, is it?
Yep, qualifying.
So we are underway. I will jump on track. Give me a second. Make my way around.
And we've had a remarkably, I'm going to curse it now, jinx it before we even scroll through the field, remarkably bug-free lobby so far. We had a latency issue with one driver. They were instructed to reset their equipment, and they have been perfect ever since. So it might be our first lag-free Sector 1 race here tonight.
Well, I don't think we have everything, because it doesn't look like we've got car sounds again for some reason. So something's going on as soon as we go into something different.
Have you tried hitting the Go XLR with a hammer of some kind?
I'm not too far off it.
I'll have a listen into the settings, to the video and see if I can hear anything.
Oh, I can already see the car sound zone up there. So I don't know why it's doing that, but hopefully they come back like before. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, just keep an eye on things and see what you can change or do. Because you did something right in the last one. But in any case, pretty up and down lobby here, I think. We're going to see a good mix of drivers and competition. A lot of Astons, a couple of Chevys, and I believe one Mercedes. The Aston is definitely the popular choice. Two teammates as well, Locked Up Motorsport, Mr. Bumcrack and Old Wakey.
Two different cars.
Oh, hang on a minute. I think there's three.
Yeah, there is two.
There is three. Locked Up, and Locked Up. So, three teammates. Young Wakey, Mr. Bumcrack, and Old Wakey. That's a dynamic trio if I've ever seen one.
We might have car sounds. I'm not super sure. Let me jump into a car. No, we definitely don't. Just don't know why it's doing it.
See if we can fill the silence with our beautiful voices. Good Doc says bloody fuel for race 1. Yeah, so the lap count kind of made things a bit interesting there for you guys, having to do that extra lap. Kind of threw a spanner in the works. We'll see what these guys are going to make of it tonight. These guys in Division 2. Pretty good operators up and down the field. Young Wakey, a big talent for the future. Obviously, son of Old Wakey, and currently first and second on the on track at the moment. So Young Wakey to start his first flying lap right about now. So these guys will most likely get 2 flying laps in this qualifying session, with the qualifying session being 15 minutes long. And the lap being so long means that to do an in-lap and an out-lap in time for a second flying lap, you'll probably cross the line with hardly a minute to spare to start your second flying lap. So you get 2 chances at most, which makes it pretty hard to set a time you need. So we might not see these guys sort of living up to their full potential on lap time. Depends who takes the risks it for the biscuit. But yeah, it should be interesting. Tailwind on the back straight, or sort of a tailwind. Currently at 4.2 meters per second for these guys, so they're going to have to brake a bit early into that hairpin at the end of it. From between 290 and 294 kilometers an hour. That's the sort of speeds they're reaching down there if practice is anything to go off. The Chevys seem to be the fastest. They're hitting about 194 kilometers an hour, some of them even 195 if they're tuned just right, and the Aston Martins tend to be hovering about the 192, 193. So a lot of speed being carried into that corner, very heavy on the brakes at about the 200, maybe the 150 meter board. We'll keep an eye on them as they come into that later on. So the front few cars now, Young Wakey currently leading the field, Old Wakey in second. Pat Starr currently breaks up the Locked Up Motorsport trio in third. He's been quick in practice as well, so he'll be one to watch here tonight, being a new guy to the Sector 1 franchise. He's in the Aston as well, so he's got 2 Chevys he's up against, plus the Aston of Young Wakey. So they've really locked out the rest of the grid here, have Locked Up Motorsport, if you'll pardon the pun, locked up the rest of the field because they've got everything covered. So they've got Chevys that will have strengths where the Astons will not, but they also have one Aston in their midst that will have the same strengths as any of the other Astons on the field. So they've covered a lot of their bases here tonight. So they'll definitely be a team to watch. And I think this might be the first time we've seen 3 drivers from the same team in one race. So it should bear watching. And maybe it's a concept that Sector 1 will continue to pursue in the future. Of course, this season, no teams championship, although people will be doing the maths in their heads for bragging rights' sake. I know Dadson, I think, had a great performance last week with 3 podium finishes, and they've got another driver on the grid tonight in Stickers in the Aston Martin here in Division 2.
Also, looking back in ninth and got Race Fan. Race Fan's pretty quick, so it's amazing he's in Division 2, but that just shows you how many drivers we've got in Div 1.
Shows you the strength of Div 1, yeah, and I think, honestly, I almost don't expect Race Fan, based on practice, of course, I almost don't expect Race Fan to get a podium here tonight. Some of these guys are super, super quick. I saw a 3:29 in practice, so if we see that in qualifying, you know, I think he's going to have a lot of work to do. So they're coming up to finish their first flying lap here. Young Wakey will be the first to cross the line. Your graphic on the screen there, Troy, says Division 4, just above the...
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to change that out.
a 3:30.3 for Young Wakey, first time around. Old Wakey, 3/10 down. Pat Star splits the two of them. Stickers with a lap time of... Oh, right off Wakey. 3:30.4. Lenos just comes into the pits, so he writes off his lap. Black Project RX7, 4 seconds down, so he potentially should have done the same. Old Wakey is just under a second shy of pole time at the moment. Evil Evo has eclipsed Young Wakey by half a second here to take provisional pole. So that's most of the laps done for the first group. A lot of a spread here. Lenosis and Race Fan, the only two not to complete a flying lap yet. So they're probably going to go out and try to do 2 flying laps in a row here.
Probably doing a little bit of the old fuel burn.
Yeah, so I would assume they're riding those first laps off because they may have run into some traffic or had an issue somewhere. But we'll see what they decide to do this lap.
Just going to try... I don't know, replay just to see if it changes anything with my sounds for some reason.
They're riding those first laps off because they may have run into some traffic or had an issue somewhere. But we'll see what they decide to do.
Just unsure why we don't have car sounds and I haven't touched anything. So I'm going to... While we've got roughly 6 minutes to go, I'm going to just jump back into settings again while they're running around and see if I can fiddle with what I did before and do something like that so we can get some car sounds back.
I'll let you know if anything important happens.
I do seem to have a fair bit of static though.
It'll be interesting to see if any of these guys will set a lap time this time around, because it might pay for them to come into the pits and get a fresh set of boots, try for one more.
Output, headset.
You'll want to have a look at audio output there.
I did just change that to chat only, which I think it should be on chat only. But I might try the other one just to see if we can get some sound out of it.
What happens if you change your audio output to all to HDMI?
I think that's just my TV. We'll try that. Still doesn't seem like we got any car sounds.
I'm not hearing your cursor move on the stream, so definitely not happening there. In fact, I can't even... Oh, I've got it muted. That's probably why.
Yeah, so that's definitely not it again. 2 seconds. Definitely has to be on.
Stickers improves, goes to within 5/10 of Evil Evo on the provisional pole position. Young Wakey will probably be looking to set a lap after he finishes his out lap here. Time is going to be of the essence, though.
Hopefully, it comes back for the race. I'm still not even sure what I did before, but we do have sounds on the Go XLR, just not in the audio capture. And they're saying we've got car sounds when I speak, so something's going on.
So the ones to watch here, Evil Evo is on an out lap. Stickers is still on a lap, but I know he wrote this one off, so he'll probably be looking to just get another one done on these worn out tyres. Young Wakey, Pat Star also on an out lap. Old Wakey also on an out lap. Freelix on an out lap. Black Project RX7. Lenosis is on a flying lap, as is Race Fan, and Mr. Bumcrack is on a out lap. Side note, Evil Evo is, of course, the first driver to break into the 329s here. We've seen Young Wakey dip into the 29.8 in practice as well. Let's see if he has an answer for Evil Evo 9.
Still no car sounds.
No, we do have Bumcrack. But we have Mr. Bumcrack. Josh at Mini-Reef, he has rejoined, but he's probably not going to have time to set a lap. He's on an out lap. He may just have to start at the back of the grid. Give him a nice challenge, to be fair. He is a quick guy. He's made his way into Div 1 on many occasions, so I think he'll probably relish the challenge, to be honest. So, Young Wakey, the one to watch. 45 seconds remaining.
Sorry. Still don't think we got car sounds. I don't know what the deal is. Doing this before too, because you went really quiet as well, and I can hardly hear. So stickers doesn't improve. Wakey, second off the pay, hundreds off here. Oh, Race Fans at the top with a 3:29. That's a good lap time. Skip it.
Chicken flag is out.
2 seconds, I'll be back.
Will not. Mr. Bumcrack will not get to set a flying lap, unfortunately for him. Everyone else gets one more. Stream, so that's good, but I am very quiet. So we'll try to have a look at that sound when it comes back. So, first on track at the moment. Fan currently leading. Currently on the provisional pole. set 329.325. So that is very interesting because we're not really expecting to see that this far up. You believe a half second down. Stickers another 4/10 behind him. First in the 30s. Young Wakey 30.3. Heavy looking to improve. He's very closely followed by Lanosis, the Mercedes.
Oh, now we've lost chat, have we? What's going on? Yeah, because everyone's... Going to up. Oh, that's what I was just doing.
Young Wakey crosses the line. What's he going to get? That's a 329.
What's it top?
179. That's provisional pole. 329.6. Pat Star with an improvement. 0.4. Calvin Clips race fan. Evil Evo. He's going to set a faster time here. What's it going to be? 29.2. He goes to provisional P2. Felix still across the line. Stickers does not improve. Project 333. And Freelix 31 to 2.0. Retains P8.
Oh.
Get the race underway.
Well, that could be 50 minutes of pretty boring racing if we don't have any sound.
Well, we got to do it. We do have sound. You need to turn us up. You turn us up to max on the Go XLR. Because I can hear myself on the stream.
Yeah, I can turn us up. That's no dramas. I just can't get these car sounds to work. All right, so here we go. Safety car from the back. I think we might have car sounds again. So maybe it's just the qualifying one that's not working. So we're going to watch the Sainte safety car. Now let's see if they can keep up.
Well, they better be able to keep up. Because I am on the sports hard tyres.
Alright, let's... Oh, I've done it again. Yeah, so it must just not be working in qualifying. So I have to look at that. I keep forgetting. I have to go out and in.
Yeah, otherwise you can't get out of the
Out of the car mode.
onboard views, yeah.
Well, they've definitely made it a bit harder to stream.
To be a broadcaster, yeah.
Looks like Wakey might be giving a bit of nudge there to the safety car.
Yeah, he's getting a bit close. That's all right though. It's his first time leading a field.
All right, Evil Evo 9. He's going to be one to watch. Pretty fast operator in the seasons prior.
There's a lot of quick guys. It looks like pretty much everyone here could win it. Wakey, Evil Evo, Race Fan, the Gnosis, you know, those top four. Pat Star as well is a bit of a surprise package. Old Wakey, he's been around a long time.
Stickers, well, we know Stickers got pretty quick there before he pulled out for a season, so he's just probably got to find his feet again. Black Project, he's definitely one of the ones to come from the back of the field, I should say. He's always there, he's pretty consistent. Freelix is one of the new ones. Definitely in and out there, Ascension Racing livery.
Classic Womble design, love to see it.
And Mr. Bumcrack from Mr. Bumcrack from the back, so
yeah.
Struggling in the Corvette maybe, because I know Mr. Bumcrack ain't short of a fast lap time when he wants one.
No, so he was disconnected from the lobby and had to rejoin, and didn't get time to set a lap, so he hasn't actually set one.
Okay, so coming up to the final sector. It's looking like Wakey really wants to get this safety car out of the way.
Yeah, he's doing his best Hamilton impression.
Sweet, so we got all sounds back. I'm happy with that. So let's jump over to... I might go with Evil. They should start pairing up now.
You jump on board the safety car and look back from the rear wing.
Looks like we're starting to grid up. Probably a little bit better of a formation than the Group 4s. A couple more cars in this one too, I think. Right, so here we go. We're going to jump on board with Evil, see what if we can see Wakey get the jump. He's a little bit ahead into the final.
They're off and running.
I tell you what,
Waited
that was
to the very last second to start that one.
didn't he what? And I think Evil was really trying to get a jump on him.
Yeah, you got to have your wits about you from P2, that's for sure.
But he's done what he was supposed to, so Wakey's got the first corner. Looks like Race Fan's giving him a good drag down the straight here. It's going to be 3 wide. Oh, they got through pretty clean though. It's tied up the front with the Astons. 3 Astons going for it.
Oh, there's a lot of action at the back here as well. Bit of carnage through hairpin at the end of the straight there. Looks like Pat Star's dropped down the field a little bit, a couple of positions.
Mr. Bumcrack up to 6 though, he's gained a few. Stickers, he's keeping out of trouble. And Old Wakey and Black Project there. Corvette versus Aston. Safety car still going around the track.
Yeah, just got to follow them around the first one, of course.
All right, so Wakey settling in, got a bit of a half-second lead. Oh, Evil's got around Race Fan too, so there's definitely not short of giving it everything they got on the first lap. Oh, Evil's wide, holds on to it. The Mercedes of Lenosis, so he's definitely picking up on this bunch.
That rear pack is really bunched up. I could see something going horribly wrong at the hairpin at the end of the big long straight.
I'm just on board with Lenosis. We got a bit of a touch there, I think, on Race Fan. All right, so it's a big slipstream now. What's the Mercedes got? Mercedes can't catch up yet. They're all in a draft, I suppose, so it's not going to get any better.
Remember, those Chevys have a little bit of extra pace in a straight line. That could come in handy for a lot of these guys. Freelix up to 5th as well ahead of Patstar, so he was one of the ones that benefited greatly from that opening little crash that they had. These top 4 really skipping away now.
Right, so I just realised we're missing one of my drivers. Bad Doctor didn't show up.
Oh no.
Oz Patstar.
Yeah, so down to 10 tonight.
Mr. Bumcrack, so in the Corvette, he really needs to, he does have a pretty good, what do you call it, etiquette when it comes to saving fuel and saving tyres, so he's in the Corvette where he's going to need it.
Interestingly, he's actually used the most fuel so far, so he hasn't been very conservative on the safety car lap by the look of things.
Just watching old Wakey here have a bit of a look around. No, he stays behind Stickers. This might be the first time Stickers probably hasn't driven one of his own liveries. Because I believe Good Doctor did the Bacchus ones.
Oh, I'd believe that. They do have a bit of Good Doc flair to them. The bright gold.
Black Project just hanging on to the back. Back up the front. Wakey still holding a 1.2 second lead over Evil.
Oh, there's a crash at the back there. Race Fan is off track. He's dropped down to 5th, 6th. He might lose 7th as well. 7th, 8th. Oh, wow. He's all the way down to 9th now with Stickers up the inside there. Oh, man. He'll be absolutely gutted. I don't know what happened there. But he may have come together with Lenosis because Lenosis has fallen back into the clutches of Freelix. So he's off Evil Evo 9. And now the top 3 have separated.
So Stranger did the Bacchus liveries, not the Good Dog.
The new blood. They look good. They look like classic Bacchus liveries, don't they?
Yeah. Bringing out that leaf. Oh, I've just seen Freelix get a bit wide there.
Oh, he's loose down the hill as well. Oh, jeez.
See what it looks like inside the car.
Be careful coming onto that bridge. You don't want to drive into that wall. He's probably working really hard to keep up with Lenosis because it's coming pretty clear that the top 3 now, and of course Race Fan I would have included in that conversation, but he's now down at P9. That top 3, they're in another league to the rest of the field, to be honest.
Yeah, well, this is what we were saying earlier about the top group being so stacked. I mean, there's a lot of fast drivers in Sector 1, so they've got to go in somewhere, and this is the start of the second group.
Yeah, it's starting to look like there's 3 or 4 guys in this race alone that are Division 1 worthy, you know?
Yeah, we could do a replay, but it only saves what you've seen on stream, so...
Yeah, so if we didn't have the camera on them at the time of the incident, we won't see anything different. Unfortunately, because Polyphony Digital have not deigned to give us a replay feature in the game like we had on Sport, unfortunately. So hopefully that's coming eventually, but as of the moment, no replay feature. So we're stuck with what we see on screen. So Troy's got to be on the button, jumping from here to there and everywhere to make sure he keeps up with what's going on.
Try and catch something. So Black Project, 2 seconds off the back. Race Fan now second last. He's got Mr. Bumcrack in front of him. Looks like
So he's been chilling
move.
in ninth for a little bit, and Mr. Bumcrack's been keeping him honest here. So this is 2 really quick guys who are stuck down the bottom, and because they're both very proud drivers and both very good drivers, they're actually holding each other up a little bit and preventing any progress that either of them could be making.
It's dangerous, isn't it? As soon as you touch the grass, it's a rear slide.
A real lack of grip. Evil Evo's falling back towards Lenosis a little bit. Freelix coming under pressure from Patsar, and Old Wakey's right there as well. Wow, this is getting close. A 3:30.5 for Old Wakey on the previous lap as well. That's the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, it's a little bunched up, but there's not much happening.
Nah, it's good hard racing though for these guys at the moment. I'm liking what I see, up and down. Top drivers are, yeah, like you say, pulling away a little bit. I think Freelix is gonna get challenged by Patsar before long, so they'll be watching for sure.
Well, we're on Freelix at the moment, and he's definitely under pressure. What are we, lap 3? So coming on to lap 4, the tyres should still be half good, but looks like he's struggling a little bit. A little bit of a move there from
Bit of contact there
Patsar
on the way in, but Patsar goes through and Old Wakey follows him.
See, if we press the replay now, it'll only show what we just seen, so...
On the way in, but Patsar goes through and Old Wakey follows him.
See, if we press the replay now... Alright, down further we got Stickers, who seems to be gaining on Freelix at the moment, and he's just gone purple. Starting to find his feet a little bit.
Bumcrack and Race Fan have just exchanged positions as well.
Now we'll probably get to see the Corvette go to
Freelix
work
into
on
the
straight.
wall, yeah. Old Wakey, yep, he's going to challenge Patsar. He's already got the run on him, and he's going to have more straight line speed as well. Depends how much he elects to fuel save.
I think he's taking the draft here.
Yeah, looks like he's taking it easy. Put it up a couple of fuel maps. Does he lift off into the braking zone? Not really, but definitely not challenging for the move there. Trying to play the long game, I think.
He's got the Corvette turning in nice anyway.
Yeah, hard to do. Good tune on that car.
On board with Freelix. Stickers can't quite gain at the moment.
He is right there though. Guys are close on track. This group here is, yeah, it's getting very interesting very quickly. Tyre wear wise, Freelix has actually used a lot more front tyre than the guys around him.
Race Fan just starting to, I can see starting to pull away from Mr. Bumcrack now. No.
What's interesting to note as well is that now that we've had an update last week for this game, and it's actually completely changed the way tyre wear works in the game. So no longer can you run the tyres all the way to the red. You actually lose grip in a linear fashion, similar to how we did on Gran Turismo Sport now. So it's back to what we're used to. So the guys will have their grip fall off very quickly once they're a few laps in, and I think Freelix might be at a point now where he's starting to lose some serious grip.
Looks as though Wakey keeping a hold on things up the front.
Stickers down the inside of Freelix, goes through into 6th place. Old Wakey and Pat Star are going at it as well.
Might keep on this one. Might be able to catch a bit of action.
Bit of fuel advantage here for Pat Star, so no matter what happens, he's probably going to come out of the pits ahead of Old Wakey behind, who runs into the barrier there, picks up a little bit of grass on the exit of that corner.
3 Astons behind too, looking pretty close.
Very deep. Look at that.
Oh, the Corvette,
Oh,
sideways.
Wow. They're having a hard time up here. They're both making mistakes, which is probably going to allow Stickers to close back up to them again.
See race fans pulled up to the back of Freelix as well.
Yeah, Freelix having a hard time.
Tricky section of track this bit. You get this wrong off a curb and you can be sending sideways. Or you hit the grass here and you're into the fence. Oh, it's a good run.
Here we go. Race fan up the inside. Freelix lets him have it.
I don't know if he's letting him have it, but he's
He didn't find it too hard.
Bit of a nudge there.
Oh, bit of contact into the downhill right. It's a tough corner, this one. I think Freelix is really struggling for grip, although Race Fan doesn't look too much better.
Alright, so what do we got up here? Race Fan. Stickers. Not well, haven't got to move. Might be able to move up here with the Corvette. Old Wakey. He's still sticking behind Pat Star, so I reckon he's fuel saving a lot here. What are we on? Nearly lap 4. Yeah, Josh Stickers was getting super quick at the end of his last stint before he took a bit of a break. You see it starting to reel back in now.
Rediscovering old form.
Oh, Lenosis, right on the back of Evil here. Got the Mercedes to work. So co-streamer as well would be Lenosis.
Yep, had responsibility last weekend.
So
Did a fantastic job on his first official stream.
I'll tell you what, the Gallagher Mercedes looks pretty good in its colours.
Does, doesn't it? Looks like he's on for a move here as well. Tyre advantage on Evil Evo. Is he going to try send it into the fast left-hander? That would be, I think the word for that is suicide. But yeah, he's having a look down towards turn 2 as well, but lets Evil Evo cut across the nose. But he's definitely looking to get by as quick as he can here.
It's a bit harder to drive too in the draft. The car doesn't steer the same.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Down to the hairpin. Oh, he's going to be late on the brakes. I think he's too late. He goes a little bit deep, but he's less than a car width on the apex, so no opportunity for Evil Evo to try and get a cut back there. So a fantastic move there from Lenosis. It was judged to perfection. It looked almost on our screen like it was going to go all horribly wrong, but pulled it up just in time. So fantastic judgment from Lenosis there.
Yeah, I'd say the camera angles on GT7 are a bit low. They need to be a bit higher. So Pat Star and Old Wakey starting to get a bit of a... Wakey goes purple though, Old Wakey. Get a bit of a gap between them.
Yeah, Old Wakey's on it. He's got good pace here. Particularly in that first sector.
He's bringing Stickers with him too.
Yeah, Stickers is on it now. I don't see many mistakes coming from his end. Well, probably just giving him the commentator's curse with that one, but you know, we'll roll with that.
Looks like Race Fan might have dropped off a little here, so his car might be hurting come lap 5.
Yep. So I think we'll probably see pit stops starting potentially on the next lap. The guys are looking pretty worse for wear on tyres, and there's a lot of difference up and down the field from one car to the other. So hovering about 40% fuel for young Wakey at the front of the field, and about 20% to 25% red on the tyre graphic on his front tyres. The Gnosis is very similar on tyres, but slightly worse on the rear, and between 3 to 5% less fuel, so Wakey with a fuel advantage there. Evil Evo looking very similar to young Wakey on fuel, but his tyres are considerably worse. And Pat Star's got slightly better tyres again and identical fuel to both Evil Evo and young Wakey. So they're all kind of hovering around the same strategy. As Evil Evo goes deep at the hairpin there, that will be those tyres coming into play, and he's lost 2 positions. Old Wakey goes through. Stickers is going to go through here as well. That's a huge error for Evil Evo 9 there.
Isn't this the worst function that GT7's got, that you can't see the replay from when you
the
click
lack of a replay is a big loss, because we could check anything with a replay. As soon as we knew something happened, we just save that timestamp and go looking.
Switch to the car.
Those stickers isn't looking too flash on tyres and fuel either, but he's not at a huge disadvantage to the drivers in front of him. Evil Evo we talked about before. Race Fan with a big drop in fuel there. Evil Evo's got good fuel though. His tyres aren't looking flash, but his fuel looks great. He goes on for one more lap. Freelix, I think, has the worst tyres on track at the moment. He's coming close to 50% of the red on the front tyres as he gets attacked by Mr. Bumcrack here, who's got quite possibly the best tyres on track right now. He's got hardly over 25% wear on those fronts. He's hovering around 25% on fuel, so his fuel isn't looking too fantastic. Freelix is about 30%. Black Project, about 30% fuel as well, and slightly better tyres than Freelix in front of him.
So Mr. Bumcrack on the move. Black Project just having a nice little drive out the back, keeping out of trouble.
Oh, a bit of an accident there for Freelix. He's had a mare at the hairpin. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that. He's got damage to his left front corner. Managed to keep his spot from Black Project, so it wasn't too serious, but he has hit the wall. Interestingly, it's our leader who has what appears to be the best tyres on the field, and also the best fuel.
Well, he's definitely, you can tell he's been practicing if he's got them kind of figures, because he
It's honestly Wakey's race to lose right now,
and he's definitely got a decent gap anyway to Lenosis. So in the pit stop, he's only going to further that.
3.5 seconds, and Lenosis is no slouch as well, and he's in that Merc, which we were just discussing is one of the better cars from what we've been able to tell. So young Wakey doing a fantastic job here, and really staking his claim now. I think it will not be long before we see him in Div 1 up against the big boys.
Well, it probably won't be this season because the groups are locked.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, but he'll get it's a good opportunity if he continues this sort of form for him to learn what it's like to lead races from start to finish, lights to flag. That's something that, you know, new drivers or drivers that are reaching the top for the first time, or reaching the top of, you know, a respective category, it's something they have to learn to deal with. That sort of pressure is not really like a pressure that you'll ever feel anywhere else. So you have to learn to deal with that and not just make a silly mistake at some point. And this might be that learning experience for young Wakey, but he's doing a fantastic job of coping with that pressure right now. He's looking like a model of self-control at the moment, with fantastic tyre wear and fantastic fuel wear.
Well, we just seen a move from Race Fan on Evil. He got his slipstream down the back straight and was able to pass, so he's moved up to 6th.
It hasn't done Race Fan's fuel any favours, so he's probably going to be at a disadvantage here when he comes in. Even worse is Stickers in front of him.
And Mr. Bumcrack, so he's got 4 seconds to that group, so... Evil dropping off quite significantly though. 2 corners, 7.7. Might just jump back up to the front because this will be the first of the pit stops.
There we go. Pit stops are in. 23.17 for Lenosis, 21 for Pat Star. So yeah, all kind of hovering around that 20% mark. Wakey and Stickers and Race Fan all fairly low. Evil Evo with 22. So yeah, young Wakey with track position as well as the best car. So best car for fuel and tyres. And Felix goes around again. Now this is interesting. So he's going to do one more. He's got some of the worst tyres on track, but he does have plenty of fuel and certainly enough to make it. So this should be very interesting to see what he does. Wakey puts in 95% or 95 litres of fuel and goes around, comes out of the pits ready to rock and roll. He's gained a bit of time on Lenosis, and Pat Star is right behind him here. Look at that.
So he's made up a good second and a half there, just in fuel save. Nearly 2 seconds.
Lenosis has played the safe option and fueled all the way to 100% tank capacity. Pat Star's actually put in less than young Wakey has, so he's on about 90%, possibly even less. So he may actually come under fire towards the end, but it all depends on whether they do that extra lap, which I think they might.
So old Wakey, I believe, might have got around. He was already in front of Stickers, sorry. But he's gone wide there.
He's all right though. He's got plenty of space. Evil Evo is breathing down the neck of Stickers here though.
I'm trying to jump onto something so we can get a replay, but it's actually hard to do.
Yeah, all about timing, but that's all right. So our net leader, young Wakey, currently 4.5 seconds clear of Lenosis. So he's looking pretty good for the win here, unless these guys have all made an incorrect strategy call and Felix has pulled a master stroke. We don't know, but we will hopefully find out.
Yeah, well, if we jump on board with Felix, the timer is just roughly staying around that 15. So if he can hold that and he's got good fuel, I mean, there's nothing saying he couldn't make up a spot still.
Yeah, he's dropped down to the fuel light, but I think he's got plenty to get him home here. So he'll definitely be pinning this lap. He's got a very severe lack of grip. He's lost about a second or so to young Wakey behind him, but bit of damage limitation, and he might actually end up in an advantage position over the rest of these guys. He's doing well here. Young Wakey doesn't appear to be pushing too hard.
I was just about to say, this is the time that Lenosis really needs to push, probably to get behind him to not let him get away.
Lenosis is gaining. He's dropped that gap now under 4 seconds to young Wakey. So something's in the air here. Young Wakey might have made an error, but there's honestly no real difference between the two cars right now. Young Wakey's just kind of, I don't want to say falling apart, but he's lost a little bit of pace.
Just going to go back to race fan. I can see another slipstream coming.
Oh yeah, here we go down the inside of Evil Evo, but Evil Evo has the toe of Stickers in front of him. He's going to go hold it around the outside, and he manages to. Almost a bump there from race fan, but they managed to keep it on the straight and narrow.
Mr. Bumcrack, 8 seconds behind race fan, so struggling a little bit to get this Corvette dialed in. Further, almost 6 seconds back is Black Project, so these two running their own race tonight.
All right, Felix comes in, so he's done a really good job here of maintaining that gap to Wakey, which is surprising because he had such a severe tyre disadvantage. So now, as Wakey comes past the pit lane, it's 14.4 seconds was the gap, and I think it was like 15 and a half when these guys came out of the pits. So that's not a huge loss there for Felix. In fact, I think he's done really well.
That's a good effort on worn tyres.
Most definitely. So he'll be fueling up now. We'll keep an eye on what he puts in. We should expect to see like in the 80s sort of percents. But we'll have a quick look. Yeah, 89% or 89 litres of fuel there. So he comes out ahead of Black Project RX-7 behind Mr. Bumcrack. So he's got more fuel by the looks than everyone else on track. Maybe he knows something that they don't.
I mean, three and a half minutes a lap, that's a lot of tyre wear that could come in handy at the end of the race. So, I mean,
yeah, definitely. He'll have the best car on the final lap, that's for sure. It just depends if they're going to run out of fuel, because we obviously saw a bit of a funky situation for the guys in Div 4. who crossed the line and had to do that extra lap.
Yeah.
So if that sort of situation comes around as well for these guys,
So we've seen
it
in
might be free licks.
we've seen in the Division 4 that I can't think of the first driver now, but I know the Good Doctor had fuel and then
It was
ran
Rex.
out. Rex.
It was Rex in first.
And then one of them run out of fuel and Good Doctor was able to get past. So that
Was it Debrev?
Debrev, that's it.
Yep. Yeah, so he was trying to finish the race a lap early by letting the timer run out. A little
That's right.
sneaky trick, which would never work in the real world. I'm pretty sure the checkered flag comes out first for first place, and then everyone else has to finish that lap.
All right, starting to heat up here. Oz Pat Star, Race Fan and Evil starting to get together. Oh, Pat Star's just got a penalty, 0.5 seconds.
There's a track cut penalty there from for cutting the track somewhere, and he'll serve that here on the back straight. So that's going to drop him behind both of these two cars here, I think. Assuming he serves it on this lap. Doesn't appear to be coming up for him.
There it goes.
There we go. So he will serve it just over the crest of this hill, and it will ruin his race completely, basically, in a nutshell. So this should be very interesting. We'll watch here as Evil Evo and Race Fan blow by. Race Fan does, will Evil Evo? He will. Look at the loss in speed there for Pat Star. Slots back in, and into the hairpin they go. So it's just a slight change in order. Can these guys get after stickers? That's the question.
A lot of Astons in this race.
Yeah, it's well and truly dominated by them. Although there is a Merc up in P2 there, so not to be discounted. And of course, Old Wakey and the Chevy.
So the Gallagher Mercedes is definitely gaining on Wakey ever so slightly.
Down to 2.7, 2.8 seconds, so he's doing well. Wonder if Wakey's just kind of conserving what he's got. Lenosis still has a fuel advantage by about 5%. But it's not particularly significant, and it is starting to become apparent that Wakey's tyres are not wearing as quickly. But 2.9 is the gap. That was a 330.5 for Lenosis and a 331.1, so 0.6 was the difference on that lap.
Oh, I tell you what, he makes up some time in the braking, Lenosis.
Yeah, you can tell he's using his front tyres a little bit more, that's for sure.
Almost half a second there. Looks like Old Wakey maybe just off the pace a little bit now. He's 3.5 seconds off Lenosis.
He's actually just set the fastest lap.
Old Wakey has.
330.092. So he's just set that on lap 9, just gone, so he is on pace right now. So he must be catching Lenosis. You got to remember, he started, what, 4th or 5th? So he's now in a podium position, chasing down the guys in front of him. And he's got about the same fuel as young Wakey in front of him. Actually, no, that's not true. Old Wakey has a bit less.
What I can see though is Stickers has made a bit of a gap back to Race Fan now, so he's been able to pull away. Race Fan, Evil and Pat Star, who were having a bit of a scuffle a few laps back, they've just spread out a little bit.
They're still together. They may still have to sort themselves out at some point in the coming laps, but fair way to go, 15 minutes or thereabouts.
Mr. Bumcrack, still 9 seconds off Pat Star, so probably not where Mr. Bumcrack would like to be, but it's not everyone's favourite track.
He was also disadvantaged by his starting position as well. Had to battle through some traffic.
Just seen Freelix sliding through the corner there in the Aston.
Yeah, so he's still got that tyre advantage, but he's looks like he's almost struggling to keep it under control. But
oh, there we go.
Oh, good save. Well held.
Almost got us an instant replay.
Lenosis another half second closer to Wakey here. He's in a Wakey sandwich. Young Wakey in front, old Wakey behind. Gap's closing both ways.
Better give the leader some screen time because he's been leading start to finish. So locked up.
He still looks comfortable and relaxed. I don't think he's pushing too hard.
I think Lockwood from Locked Up is going to be pretty happy if he gets a win here. Long way to go still. What have we got? 13 minutes.
Yep, thereabouts. 13 minutes, 10 seconds or so.
Lenosis though, he's definitely closing that gap.
Yeah, he's having a good race here as Lenosis. He's chasing down Wakey, and I think he'll start putting some real pressure on him quite soon if he keeps this up. He's going to need to look after his tyres.
Let's see if Wakey can go a faster lap here, because they are pulling away from old Wakey, who just set the fastest.
Well, that's a 31.5 and a 30.9. And then old Wakey with a 30.9 as well. So he's maintained that gap to Lenosis exactly as it was.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So Locked Up will have 2 on the podium if it stays this way.
Race Fan and Evil Evo are going out into turn 2. Looks like Evil Evo's going to stay behind, but he gets a tap from Pat Star. Or it's a bit more contact from Pat Star this race, so we've seen that happen a couple of times. I wonder if he's being a little bit over-ambitious. That is his teammate as well. Evil Evo and Pat Star are teammates, and they've just had contact into turn 2. This is getting interesting.
There's no love in racing.
I love racing, though.
Looks like Pat Star Splitter just wants to have a bit of a go every now and then. 1 minute's there, 1 minute's gone.
This is really hotting up between those two.
Oh, good line there from Evil. Tell you what, it's tight. Don't want to have any misjudgment here. Are you taking 1 or 2 cars out with you? Looks as though Race Fan's keeping them at bay.
He's managing to keep it together, but I think on the back straight, things are going to get very interesting. It's a good little battle between these guys.
Oh no! There goes Race Fan into the wall.
Into the wall. Whoa! Race Fan might lose out to Evil Evo here, but Pat Star's really given himself a mountain to climb if he wants to get back into it. Evil Evo, is he deep on the brakes? No, he's alright. He's done that very well.
Just jump back. Oh no! There goes Race Fan into the wall.
Pat Star into the wall. Whoa! Race Fan might be at an advantage here. You may have him down the straight. Here we go to the inside. Evil Evo looked to defend but didn't work it too hard. He's going to go for a lunge down the inside here.
Could be a good choice to take the outside here, get a better line for the exit.
Oh man, these guys are so close. It's nail-biting stuff. The gaps at the top have stagnated. In fact, old Wakey's actually catching Lenosis, while Lenosis has dropped time to young Wakey.
Just staying on these two for a second.
Yeah, they are the closest battle on track right now.
Alright, so new one for the stream. We've got Evil on comms at the moment. How are we going there, Evil? Yeah, I'm just going to get around this Race Fan and I'll be right.
Alright. We're down this straight, will he ever go? Into the high-speed left.
Oh, this changing views is horrible.
You got to scroll through them. Terrible.
Well, they've definitely dropped
pressure on.
Pat Stark from the bridge incident.
Yep, he's got a mountain to climb. If they fight enough, he may catch them, but it's going to take a bit of a miracle. Lenosis pulling time back to Wakey still. Old Wakey also catching him in a couple of laps. These guys could all be right on top of each other as well.
Might just jump back up the front. So Sticker's a bit of a lonely rider himself now. He's got Wakey 4 seconds, old Wakey 4 seconds up the road. Looks like old Wakey's got the big Corvette settled really nicely. Lenosis 2 seconds to Wakey, just going under the 2 seconds, so maybe Wakey's car might be hurting a little bit, or Lenosis is still just pushing, trying to get into that slipstream. He's got a ways to go yet.
Race Fan and Evil Evo are holding up here, nearly contact through the double lefts in the middle sector. You can tell Evil Evo is going to have a go on the back straight. Very similar cars for these two, no tyre advantage to be discerned between them. Fuel slightly better for Race Fan, but I think that's almost completely irrelevant at this point. I think some mistakes are starting to creep in for Lenosis because he's dropped off young Wakey by 2.7. And old Wakey is catching right up to him as well. Let's see if Evil Evo can make something happen on this back straight here.
I don't think he's quite got the gap right.
I think he's going to be too far back, but he will get closer. Yep, Lenosis has pushed his tyres beyond the point that Wakey has, and young Wakey with some really, really fresh looking tyres. Like, I don't think he's going to be caught from here.
Nah, he's, what do we got? Probably 2 laps left.
Yep, will be 2 laps. I think it'll be a hard ask for Lenosis to catch him. He potentially still could, but the tyre advantage that young Wakey has, I think he's going to hold on to this.
And I reckon with the way that Lenosis was pushing, it's probably the next 2 laps could potentially hurt him for old Wakey to get past.
Yep, I think he's got to be very, very careful about how he goes about the next couple of laps. Because, yeah, old Wakey is waiting in the wings. He's got a much better run than him out of that final corner as well.
Oh, he's hit the wall though, old Wakey. Bit of a commentator's curse again. He's regathered pretty good though.
No damage though, so he's alright. He can push on. He is still gaining on Lenosis, down to 1.5.
Back to Race Fan. Race Fan and Evil just separated a little bit, not much, still in contention. Pat Star, 3.3 off Evil. Mr. Bumcrack, he's got some other cars in sight now, so he's catching up.
Young Wakey and Freelix are the 2 guys with the most fuel on track at the moment, so this could get really interesting towards the end.
I'll tell you what, Freelix is pretty consistent on his times there for the last 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, so he's one of mine, and he's been doing a lot of practice for this round, and his times have been very consistent for all of his practice. He was dipping into the 32s a little bit, but yeah, consistent 33s. He's been able to smash that out for the longest time. So unfortunately, it's not quite on pace here with the guys up the front doing 330s, which is absolutely wild. But you know, that sort of consistency will come in real handy in the lower divisions if he does get pushed down for later seasons.
Wakey's car looks nice and clean. Been out front the whole time.
That's been a very trouble-free race for the young Australian.
Yes, he's certainly getting his money's worth out of his race tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, that entry fee's got to count for something.
Lenosis' car's just starting to look a little bit ragged, so I reckon he's going to be in trouble shortly.
He does have a smashed-in headlight there, doesn't he? Oh, he clips the wall on exit there. Yep, Old Wakey's going to chase him down a little bit on this straight, but I think Old Wakey's going to have to conserve a bit of fuel here because he's used quite a lot.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be banking on the extra lap in case they get one.
They're absolutely going to get one, that's for sure. 3 minutes left now. These guys will do one extra. Oh, very deep on the brakes there. Looks like both he and Lenosis made errors there.
Seen Lenosis smoking it up on the way out.
Yep.
Race Fan and Evil, I think Race Fan's got the better of him. Now out to a second. Pat Star. 4.5 seconds.
Unfortunate for Pat Star, he was right in it, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's that unlucky corner at the bridge. I mean, it can bite at any time, that one.
I think it's, honestly, overall, it's a really good debut race for Pat Star. He's had a good one. Showing some really good pace.
Mr. Bum Crack and Freelix in their own races. Probably thinking we want this 50 minutes to end.
It does get to that point a little bit.
Especially when you've got no cars around you and you can't seem to gain or make up any ground. You kind of get stuck in a rut. I mean, not much you can do though. You got to wait till the race is finished. And it is very track dependent, this track, I think. You either like it or you don't, because it's got pretty technical sections in it. I mean, yes, a lot of practice will get you right, but some people just don't have the time for that, and they might be struggling a little bit here.
We're going to have everyone on the lead lap here finishing up as well. That's always really good. Old Wakey's working to chase down Lenosis, but I don't think he's going to get there. He's eked it out to 2 seconds between them as Lenosis. And 2.5 seconds to Young Wakey, so it looks like the top three are pretty much said and done, barring mistake. And now one of them's going to crash, because commentator's cursed, but that's all right. That makes things interesting. So who will it be? That's the question.
Well, let's hope it's not Wakey, because he's led from start to finish, and you wouldn't want it to happen to him on his last couple of corners.
It would be heartbreak. Faultless drive from Young Wakey so far.
As he comes up to the most probably dangerous part of the track, this bridge. He's got through it cleanly.
He's nailed it. Old Wakey has not though. Old Wakey is straight into the fence, and Stickers might take advantage here. There's damage on Old Wakey's car. Oh! Stickers took evasive action there, but I think there was a little bit of ghosting. So he didn't hit him, but he definitely put Stickers off and made him run into the wall. Old Wakey has not though. Old Wakey is straight into the fence, and Stickers might take advantage here. There's damage on Old Wakey's car. Oh! Stickers took evasive action there, but he's nailed it. He's nailed it. All four drivers on the Dadson Bacchus team with a podium for this round. All four team drivers.
Yeah, right. So they're going good. There's no teams championship, so they'll be
only. Oh, Dadson will be so angry about that, and rightly so, because there's such a fantastic performance from the Dadson team from all four of their drivers. As long as Stickers can hold on to this, of course, anything could change. But you know, four representatives with podium finishes. When have we ever seen that happen in Sector 1 history?
I'm just going to jump back through the field here. It looks a little bit on the screen. It looked a little bit bunched up, but it's not too bad.
Yep. 2 corners to go for Young Wakey. What a drive from the young Australian. The young shall eclipse the old. Young Wakey through the final corner, 2.9 seconds clear of Lenosis, and 18 and a half seconds clear of his father, who's run out of fuel, actually, way back with Patstar. Young Wakey will take his first victory in the Sector 1 career?
I don't think it would be his first. He's been in the couple
He's
of
definitely
spots.
been up there. Lenosis with second, Stickers with third, and Evo P4 after gaining from a race fan who has run out of fuel and might get overtaken by Patstar here as they run to the line. He will. Old Wakey will also get him, who's run out of fuel, but he's going to make it. Mr. Bumcrack will almost gets him 2/10. Freelix to the line here, and P9 and Black Project will round the final corner for P10 as well.
Oh, I tell you what, old Wakey will be spewing for that. The last lap, few corners to go.
Yeah, he must have crashed out. I don't know what happened there.
No, he hit the bridge.
Oh, of course. But he also ran out of fuel just about.
Oh, so that's twice tonight. Oh no, because everyone's finished, isn't it?
What a drive from young Wakey, though. That's a thoroughly deserved victory and a big call to the admin. Put me in Div 1. I'm ready.
Well, he is pretty
Telling
quick.
you. He is. He's looking really good. So very, very impressive. And a meteoric rise to the top of Sector 1 for that young bloke. So fantastic drive. Get your votes in chat for driver of the day, guys. I want to give it to Old Wakey, but for that bridge mistake at the end. Pat Staff for his debut race showing flashes of pace there. Evo 9 for good pace as well. All of the guys on track drove well. The only person who didn't really make any mistakes was young Wakey. Young Wakey and Lenosis, actually. Lenosis flew under the radar a little bit. A solid P2 though from him. I think he was 4th or 5th on the grid at the beginning. So a great drive from him as well. Fantastic to hold on to that second, especially under the ever-growing pressure of Old Wakey catching up to him as the race went on.
Yeah, I think now everything's changing. I don't know what the deal is. Every scene's different.
Oh, yeah. Daniel Bayada or Dadson is in the chat. He's so stoked. How good is round 1 for Dadson Racing? All 4 drivers on the podium. I think this has changed from Deeds Test Track to Dadson Racing Test Track. Yeah, where was Deeds? They love their Sainte. What's going on here? VF has voted Wakey or young Wakey for driver of the day. Fair vote. Stickers driver of the day, no bias. Yep, you would be stoked with that. Fair enough too. Taking advantage where others faltered. Old Wakey with a bizarre crash at the bridge on the final lap under next to no pressure, but a great race from the Dadson team and a great round. So I think that might be the first time in Sector 1 history that all 4 drivers on a team have finished in a podium position for a round. So the Dadson team, and if we had an award for it, we'd definitely be giving it to you, but I don't think we have anything of that manner. And Debrev also voting for Stickers there, so 2 votes for Stickers.
I would say, for me, I reckon Lenosis was a pretty good drive.
It was a great drive.
Giving it everything to try and get that Aston, but just couldn't get there in the end.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Lenosis is thoroughly deserving of a driver of the day. He kind of flew under the radar a little bit because it was just so consistently good. But not good enough for first, and all the attention was on young Wakey or the battle for 5th and 6th. But great drive from him, and Stickers on return. So he did spend some time as a team owner for Lightning Motorsport, which had a fantastic season before it was disbanded, and now has returned to Dadson Racing and podiumed on his first appearance. So can't argue with that. He'll be happy, as will the team. But shout out Dadson Racing. Very strong team. One to watch for the next time we run a teams championship.
It's definitely the way to start a season, yeah.
For sure. If only there was a teams championship. But one day we'll have it back and you'll be able to challenge. You'll have bragging rights from this one, I think.
So round 2, we are heading to Trial Mountain. So it's going to be interesting. That was good in the Sylvias, so it'd be good to see a few different makes there on the same track. So be interesting to see what the Group A, the Div 1 and Div 3 boys can get a hold of around there. I've been hearing there's some pretty good times getting around.
Yeah, a couple of guys have been doing a bit of practice already, so it's going to be a really good race, I think. So we'll certainly bear watching.
And a few of these cars too, very track dependent. So we might see a different mix of cars come up to the front end of the field as well. Probably the driver aspect as well. But
It's been a pretty good balance so far. It's good.
Yeah, so be interesting to see what Trial Mountain's got. But that pretty much is us for tonight. I mean, took a bit to get going, so we don't want to hang around too long. So
yeah, plagued with audio issues, but a good batch of racing, so pretty satisfied.
At least we got the car sounds for the main races. But yep, all right. So let's wrap things up. We'll thank our sponsors: Go Kanga Car Accessories, On Point Profiling, and Next Level Racing. All good to have on board. To the chat for jumping in, giving us all the info we needed. And yourself and Carbon Boy Adam for jumping in chat tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure as always. Always a good time checking out the racing action.
So we will see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Saving Time. And it will be at Trial Mountain. So see you there.